baseballs. Get the kids in front of the tube. It's time once again to play the capital city's only game show, We Play Baton Rouge. The game show made in your backyard with people that may have been in your backyard. Welcome now, the host we're about to roast. Here's Pat Shingleton.
Second time's always better. Hello, everybody. Welcome again to another edition of We Play Baton Rouge. Now, in weeks past, you've seen a lot of different groups and contestants that have appeared on the show. And I can tell you what, the two people we have tonight, you better get the We Play Baton Rouge bricks ready to throw at the TV because they are going to be absolutely great. Now, what we do when we screen our particular contestants is we always go back and look at some family research on them. Our associate producer, Nick Champion, is getting ready right now to roll some videotape concerning that. Why don't you go ahead and roll the tape, Nick, and we'll show you what our two contestants' descendants. Now, here we find, yes, this is none other than John and Jack Townsend, and they enjoy lots of things like, believe it or not, a cannonball to the stomach on occasion. Now, each other get the sledgehammer and hit each other in the morning, then all of a sudden, Jack, glasses ready. Yes, fire one. He takes the cannonball right to the stomach, and that's how he got into sports. Let's watch it again in slow motion. All right, Jack. Yes, indeed. A little dye gel will straighten you out. How about a round of applause for old Jack Townsend right there? Up next, ladies and gentlemen, it's the Rhodes brothers. Now, high atop the State Capitol building, here we find Muddy and Bumpy Rhodes. Now, that's Muddy. He's going to throw the baseball from the State Capitol building to his brother below. The all clear is signaled. The wind-up, the pitch, here it goes. 52 stories. Will Muddy Waters catch it? He's under it. He's signaling for a fair catch. It's going down now past the 30th story, past the Department of Transportation, past the governor's office, and oh no, he missed it. But just like Mike Rhodes always says, we'll catch it on the rebound. How about that? So there you have it, folks. A little background information on our two contestants tonight. We've changed something in the rules, and that's called our living room players. We're going to tell you about that a little later in the game. But right now, an explanation of how our game is played always gets us underway. On our game board, you will find, folks, a series of streets, 2 cars, and of course, a bunch of categories that will randomly appear. We spin those categories. After an 8-second spin, when they stop, our two contestants have the option of picking, for example, television, words, and music. After they pick that particular category, well, we in turn ask them a question. Successfully answer the question, and here's what happens. You get Jefferson Highway, you get college, you get Acadian, but should you hear this sound, that indicates an incorrect answer. Gives the other contestant the opportunity of taking the exact same question, or it's back to the game board for another category. Then across Park, then across East, moving over Highland to the studios of TV2 right here on Highland Road. On this side, we find Perkins, Lee, Stanford, Dalrymple. Watch Dalrymple, though. That's where Jay Townsend did receive a ticket last night. Over Texas, over Highland, to the studios of TV2. Here now, and we're very happy to have Steve Earle with our two unique contestants tonight. Steve, who are they?
Believe it or not, it's Sportscasters night.
All right.
Sportscaster number 1 hails from Jennings, Louisiana. His hobbies include raising yaks, collecting used Q-tips, and, of course, impersonating O.C. Brown. He's the sportscaster on the other station. A big We Play welcome to Jay Townsend.
Hey, JJ. Hi, JJ.
Good to see you, buddy.
Good to see you. JJ, I can remember in the years that we were doing sports together,
Yes.
that there was one question I always ask you. I want to ask you, what is your favorite sport? And I remind you, this is a family show.
That's what I say. I can't mention it on the air. No, I like football.
Football's the best.
Yeah,
More exciting.
Why not? Yeah, I love it.
Are you excited about playing the capital city's only game show?
Marvelous.
You've lost sleep last night, right?
I have. I really have. I was worried about it. I don't want to come up here and make a fool out of myself.
Don't worry, I'm giving you all the easy questions.
Okay,
Right?
very good.
Now, once again, here's Steve Earle, and you know this guy, but
Yes.
And so does many of our viewers and friends in the studio. Steve, who's JJ competing with today?
JJ's been studying all night for this contest at the Cotton Club. And looking over his shoulder all night is sportscaster number 2. He's 6'3", weighing in at 182 pounds. The man that has the biggest collection of wiffle balls in Baton Rouge. He does the play-by-play for the Bruley Jacks tournament. The one, the only, Mike Rhodes.
All right, Michael. Mike, it's great to have you here. Obviously, you gentlemen know one another, and you've been covering sports. You've been handling sports, what, 10 years here at TV2?
Long time, Pat.
How does it feel?
I'm tired.
Come on. Well, that's because of the rough night, but I am, man. How's it? Well, anyway, now let me ask you
What's
this.
my favorite sport? Nude ping pong.
No. You have to bring your own paddles, though. Now, listen. The sports situation that stands out in you guys' mind is the one that you remember that is most unique, the one you said, geez, I don't believe that. Can you remember which one that might be?
The night Jay Townsend went on the air first time in Baton Rouge.
Can't believe it.
How about you, JJ?
Now, I'm going to give a serious answer. Okay. I had the most fun at the Tennessee-LSU basketball game a year or two ago when there was a big controversy over the shot at the end of the game, and I was running around with a microphone interviewing the coaches and all that. To me, that's my biggest thrill. I loved it.
Well, I'll tell you what, sounds big to me. We always start our game with a coin toss, and then we're going to toss these categories, then we're going to toss you guys out of here. But first, we're going to take care of some business. We Play Baton Rouge begins right after this. Okay, welcome back. Thank you very much. We wanted to mention also that not only do the players and the contestants in our studio audience play We Play Baton Rouge, but you at home can also do the same thing. We've started something called the Living Room Players. You at home can sit in your homes and actually root for the contestant that you want right here by doing this. Send your name, your address, and a brief comment about We Play Baton Rouge to the address that you see on your screen, P.O. Box 2906, Living Room Players, Baton Rouge 70821. Now what we're going to do is each and every show we'll select a name, and that particular name that is drawn is going to be playing for don't fall asleep yet, JT, is going to be playing for that particular contestant. Now should that contestant win, you'll receive a $100 gift certificate from Godshaw's. So be sending those in to the address that you saw. Now, we always start the show with the toss of the coin, so let's go ahead and do that.
Oh, come on, Pat, tell them the truth.
Well, actually, what we do... Okay, we're going to toss that coin. Call heads or tails, Mikey.
Tails, Mikey.
As you can see, it is heads. It is heads. See, JJ,
that's
two-headed
right.
coin.
That's right.
Okay, JJ, you have the option of taking the first question or moving across.
Oh, I want to take it.
Okay, you got the first
question. We're going to win all the way. He's not going to get one.
Sportscasters, folks, round one. We Play Baton Rouge. Let's see what happens. Okay, we begin, folks, with the scrambling of the categories. The game board spins. JJ, you have the option of turning around there, taking a look. When it stops, you'll find, things. You know what that is, Jay. Music.
No, but we're going to find out, because I'm going to take things.
All right, things it is, JJ. Listen to this very difficult question. Oklahoma City supermarket owner Sylvan Goldman looked at a pair of folding chairs in his office and was inspired to invent this handy product to lighten the load for his shoppers in the year 1937. Can you name this invention?
Golf bag. Shopping cart.
That's exactly right. You got it. A golf bag. What the heck would they be doing with a golf bag? Well, in your supermarket, I can understand it. It's back to Mike Rhodes. Let's run the categories for you, Mike. They're mixing up right now. And here you'll find movies, schools, and a light falls off for mixed bag. What do you think, Mike?
What's in the mixed bag there, Patty?
Your wife. What do you think of that? No, well, it's a conglomeration, Mike, of a lot of different
things. In that case, I'll take movies.
Movies it is. Listen to this, you dork mind.
Okay.
It's great, folks, having these guys on. I can't do that to the regular contestant. This Hollywood legend could be remembered just for his performances in a large number of good war movies like Back to Bataan, Sands of Iwo Jima, In Harm's Way. Who is this man, this movie star, Mike?
Boris Karloff.
He says Boris Karloff.
Hey, come on, Mike.
What were the movies again?
The movies were Back to Bataan, Sands of Iwo Jima, In Harm's Way.
Now, I notice all these movies are like old, and he would know this question.
Well, you got the question.
John Wayne.
That's exactly right. And you're off Jefferson. I got the feeling, folks, that this particular show, that our show tonight could go into 2 or 3 hours. Let's find out as it's back to Jay. He's now driving down Perkins.
How do you start
very
this?
anxiously.
Yeah.
You're going to have to stop on Lee, Jay,
Okay.
and that's your next street. Let's go back to the game board. The categories are spinning for you. Here we find for you this time. Hey, sports, television, and past. And as you know, you can't take sports.
I don't want sports. I don't know anything about that. Let's try sports.
Okay, sports it is. Check out this question. Here it is, JT, under sports. This device is used in a very popular sport that began in 1552 in Scotland. It has 336 dimples. Can you name this item?
A spear? No, golf ball. A tee.
That's exactly right,
Whatever.
and you've got a lead. 336 dimples. Okay, Jay, you're on Lee. You're heading for Stanford. Mike, when we return, you're going to be heading for college. We'll be back with more of We Play Baton Rouge, I think, but first we got to take care of some business. Stay with us.
Travel arrangements for We Play Baton Rouge are provided by American Airlines. American Airlines, doing what we do best.
Thank you very much. Now, welcome back to Battle of Mental Midgets here. Now, when we left, it's your turn, Mike. You're on Jefferson looking for college.
I'm going to college, first chance.
And I'd appreciate you not making any more comments about JT. Now, let's go back to the game board. The categories move for you after an 8-second spin. You have the option this time, Mike, of picking the following categories, which is television, words, and music.
TV.
TV it is. Listen to this. The show takes place in Mel's Diner. Originally, there were 3 waitresses, Flo, Vera, and Who. Her name and the name of the show are the same. Can you name her?
Is it Alice?
That's right, and you've got Charlie. And it's back over to JT. JT, 2 streets, Mike Rose, 2 streets. 3 streets to go. Jay, let's go to the game board for you. We offer for you this time, as they scramble, excuse me, a bunch of categories, places, comics, words. What do you think, Jay?
I don't think. Words.
JT takes words.
Yes.
Here is the question. Under words, here's the question. Dispense with a horse. These words appeared in July 30th, 1893 edition of the Scientific American. What was the Winston Company advertising at this particular time?
Dictionaries.
I'm sorry, Jay. That's an incorrect answer. Mike, here's the rules of the game. You can take this question, I can stick it in my ear, or it's back to the game board. Would you like the question or the game board?
Yeah, let's go to the game board. That was
You're getting a question, big boy. Back to the game board.
Well,
Dispense with a horse. These words appeared in the July 30th, 1893 edition of Scientific American. The Winston Company was advertising an automobile at that time. That were the words we were looking for. Automobile, motor car, or car. So it's back to the game board for
it was
you.
one of these, wasn't it?
Yeah, exact same model, only a little cheaper. Here we go. We find on the game board this time, Mike, Louisiana people and sports.
Sports.
Sports it is.
Embarrass myself
Listen
now.
to this. When we use terms like back-checking, boarding, center line, and spearing, we're talking about this sport. What sport is it?
Backline. Now, see, that's a northern. Why didn't you ask a football question?
Okay, here it is. When we use these terms like back-checking, boarding, center line, and spearing, we're talking about this sport.
Got to be hockey.
You got it, boy, and that's Acadian, and you got the Acadian there. 3-2, JJ's up. You're on Lee, Jay, heading for Stanford. Let's go to the game board for you. Here we find this, Jay, a combination of, well, thank you, Jay, sports, television, and past, which is history, things related to history.
I'm going to try TV.
TV it is, JT. Here is the question. In actuality, this is the longest running television series. It began on November 20th, 1947, and is still on the air today. Is it Issues and Answers, Face the Nation, Meet the Press, or the McNeil-Lair Report?
That's An Evening with Jim Neighbors.
It's one of the above. Do you want me to read it again?
Yes, would you please?
Okay. You're going to get beat later. In actuality, this is the longest running TV series. It began on November 20th, 1947, and is still on the air today. Is it Issues and Answers, Face the Nation, Meet the Press, or the McNeil-Lair Report?
Issues and Answers.
Incorrect answer. It's back to you, Mike. The
Meet
question.
the Press.
That's right, and you've had it. Once again, the option, Mike had the option of going back to the game board or taking the question. He took the question. Meet the Press is the longest running TV series beginning November 20th, 1947. Mike is on Acadian, heading for... Hey, how'd you get an extra street there?
Brain power.
Okay, you're on Park heading for East. JT, two streets behind. When we come back, it's your turn. It's time now for a commercial break. We'll take care of some business. We'll be back with round 3 right after this.
Contestants on WePlay Baton Rouge are screened after they call 925-8295. That's 925-8295. Back to the game. Once again, here's Pat.
Okay, thanks very much, Steve Earle. Take a moment, folks, to recognize people in our studio audience. The Louisiana Dixie Darling Festival people are right here. They have their scholarship pageant coming up at Broadmoor High School Auditorium with an excursion on the Mississippi River. And let's see, we also have the television groups from Bel Air and Broadmoor High School with us. It's back to the game board. When we left, JT, it was your turn. You're on lead drive. You're heading for Stanford. Let's go back to the game board for you. Let's spin the categories. You'll find this time, JT, we're offering an option of a selection of sports television and pass. What looks good to you, JT?
I bombed out on TV. Let's try sports.
You got it. Here's the question. Under sports, we find track and field, and this question. Ronaldo Nehemiah holds the men's world record for the 110-meter hurdles with a time of 13 seconds set in 1980. What country does Ronaldo represent?
Japan. United States.
Are you sure?
The United States.
That's exactly right. You've got Stanford. Man, these guys are breaking all the rules today. Yes, sir. He's not playing, as you know, for the San Francisco 49ers. It's back to the game board for Mike. You're on Park. 2 streets left, Mark. Mike. Easton over Highland.
Jay.
Back to the game board for you. Let's run the categories. Let's see what happens. Here we find, as they spin, we complete the 8-second spin. We find for you places, comics, words. Mike?
Holy some
Do the name, Ruby.
I'll tell you, I'm going to take, I don't know many words. I don't read the comics, so I'll take places.
Under places, Mike, here is the question.
Pulling out a toughie, aren't you, Pat?
Okay. Okay, under places, Mike, the old state capitol building, it is an example of what kind of architecture?
Crude.
I'm sorry, Mike, that's an incorrect answer. It's not crude. No, go ahead.
All right. No, is this a multiple choice?
No, it's not. Your first answer is probably the best one you're going to give.
Well, I know that's what Mark Twain said about it.
The old state capitol building is an example of what kind of architecture?
I'll just say Gothic.
That's right. You got it. Okay, JT, back to you on Stanford. 2 streets down. Let's go back to the game board. Here we find this time we're offering for your street of Dalrymple, hitting on Stanford right now. Movies, schools, mixed bag.
Let's try the movies.
Movies it is. Yes. Here's your question. Under movies, who is the song and dance man who wrote an Oscar for his leading role in Yankee